I want to speak on the topic for today, which is identifying potential and maximizing your purpose. And as I sat down, I've not talked too much. I've just been listening to Mick saying what Mick has been talking about, and I want to tie into what I'm about to say. I think what Mick have just said, I want to break it down. My objective and what I learned from it is that every one of us here must identify potential and must move forward to fulfill purpose. Because that is exactly what he has done. He has identified potential, the potential in Africa, Zimbabwe, you can talk about it, but it's Africa in a whole. And he's moving forward and he's fulfilling a purpose. Now I want you to stop looking at Mick and I want you to start looking at yourself. All right? What potential have you identified and what purpose are you going to fulfill in this world? So if there is something I want you to all of us to say together, because we are in the chambers today, this is where the law is made and this is where a lot of things are done, isn't it? I want you to say with me, I will by God's grace.
I will by God's
Come on, I'm not hearing you. Say with me, if you came here with a conviction, I will by God's grace identify potential and move forward to fulfill a purpose. That's exactly what this man has done here. He came all over from Zimbabwe or any part of the world to come and share with us the potential. By the way, the word potential is not who I am right now, but who I can become or what I can achieve in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And most of the ideas he presented to us are on paper, but they have not materialized. But he's sharing with us, and when the opportunity comes, he's taking that step and he's fulfilling it. And that is exactly what I am standing here to tie in together with what he said. And so not only about him, but if you are living here, this is the objective. You too, go and find something which you think is a potential in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. The children in our midst in the next 20 years, they've got the potential to become presidents. They've got the potential to build what he is doing. You understand something? Ideas don't die. He might leave one day, but he will leave everything down and somebody will pick an idea and he will fulfill that idea when the right time comes. But that idea must be on pieces of paper, must be on computers, and must be anywhere you can. And that is why I think today is a very, very important time for you to be here. Talking about that, I wanted to show you certain things. I've also identified potential in my own life. And I've moved forward in the last 5, 10 years, or in the last 5 years, to fulfill purpose. One of this is what I'm holding. My potential is to help what is in the world today. I call it purposelessness. We need to find meaning in life. We need to find meaning and we need to move forward to achieve a purpose with it. All right? And that is exactly what I have found. And I've poured, like his ideas, I've poured all my ideas in books and in audios. If you go right in front there, it is there. I'm building an organization with it. I'm also, in one way, a pastor. You don't have to be just holding the Bible and be praying. No, you can also go forward and still build a business. You can still move forward and do so many things with your life. All right? And that's exactly what I'm doing. And so everything I'm about to share with you in the next 5, 10 minutes, if I have the opportunity, is exactly what I'm doing. I see him doing it in his own sense. I'm doing it in my own sense. Yours may not be like his or mine, but then the same principles still matter. Yours can also be the same idea, the children, and also move forward. Share your ideas like we are all standing here and sharing our ideas. My question is, what do I need to do? Simply to identify a purpose and go forward to fulfill potential. You need, first of all, and the little way I will say because of time, you need to know yourself. You need to know yourself. You can't grow yourself until you know yourself. He's telling us what he's doing himself. And because he knows himself, if you have money here, you help him to grow what he has put down. You too have got to know yourself. That's the first principle. If you don't know yourself, children, you cannot grow yourself. Adults, if you don't know yourself, you cannot grow yourself. What can we do to help you? It's absolutely nothing. So that's the first thing that I learned from him, and I want to share with you. You've got to know yourself. All right? The greatest discovery is self-discovery. The greatest discovery is self-discovery. There is no point controlling a computer when you cannot control your own life. And that is what is happening here. And that's what is happening in the world. We can control phones, but we cannot control our own lives. We can't control our own appetite. The greatest discovery you can ever make, if you have to help Africa, if you have to help Bradford, Europe, wherever, the principles are the same, is you've got to know yourself. What do I mean by that? You've got to know your strength. You've got to know your weakness. You've got to know your opportunities that is aligned around you. And then you can move on to do something with it. And that's exactly what I'm doing. That's exactly what this man is doing. And he's moving out of this place. He knows his strength. He's moving to another place. He knows the opportunities that are in the land. And he knows that when I get the finances, I am moving forward to go and do something with it. So you've got to know yourself. Now, I'll share 7 key things that will also help you to know yourself. All right? The first thing is prayer. All right? And everybody knows, I'm not talking about praying that makes noise, all of that. No. I'm talking about connection. When I talk of prayer, I talk of connecting to the source of life. Have you noticed something? Anything that works in life is connected. My computer is not working because there's a loss of connection somewhere. And that's how life is. Everything that works in life is connected. When I talk of prayer, I'm talking of connecting to the source of life. Okay? Your phone will have service when it's connected to the searchlight. That is the same thing with your life. And as you are growing up as well, that is exactly the same thing that you've got to do. You've got to pray. What I mean by that is that you've got to connect with the creator and the manufacturer of life. All right? So that's the first thing. Every one of us, if you want to know yourself, identify potential, you need to connect with the one who created you. The purpose and potential of a thing is always in the mind of the person who created that thing. Okay? If you want to find the purpose and creator of this book, you have to find me. And that's why you find my face at the back of this book. Anything has a name. The cloth that you are wearing, if you want to find the meaning of it, you've got to look at the tag. Some say Primark, some say Louis Vuitton. If you have a problem with a Louis Vuitton, you don't go to Primark, you go to Louis Vuitton. Okay? So you've got to connect with the source of life. That is the problem with many people, so that you can start like he is starting, not designing, but maybe something else. Yours may be energy, yours may be writing, yours may be something very unique. That's the first thing. The second thing is you've got to understand. Somebody say understand. He has understanding of what he's doing. Understanding is simply having enlightenment into an area. The good book says, Hosea 4:6, my people perish for lack of understanding. My people perish because they don't understand. He's coming here, he's seeing a problem, and he's understanding how to solve the problem, and he is creating a model out, a system out, and he's showing it to us. And you too, you've got to go and find and get understanding into your own life. When you connect to the source of life, he gives you understanding of who you are, understanding of what is around you, and then you can move forward. So every one of us sitting in this room can benefit from today. If you have understanding of who you are, if you have understanding, there are 3 things you need to understand. You need to understand seasons, you need to understand purpose, and you need to understand time. He kept saying something. He has created the atmosphere. He's waiting for the right season to move in and the right time, and then he gives meaning to what is on the piece of paper. And 90% of the things he shared with us, it has not manifested yet. But what is he waiting? He's waiting for the right seasons. So you need to also understand seasons. When the sun is hitting out there, it tells you the meaning for that. That's why we cannot put in this and not put on coat. And it tells us that the purpose or the time for fulfilling something. So like the gentleman asked, if you have an idea, you need to find out what is the right season to begin to do and begin to act on that thing. And then you need to find out what is the meaning of it, and then you move on when the right time comes to maximize it. I'm trying to bring it down so everyone in the house will be able to understand. And the third thing that I want to say, if you want to identify your potential to move forward to fulfill purpose, is you need to make requests. The word request simply means you need to ask. He said, I have an idea. The gentleman said, and he said something. He said, you need to keep asking. Our brother here said that the man who developed light bulbs, he kept on requesting over 300 times until, look at all this place. Thomas Edison all around us. So you need to keep asking. That is request. You need to request. You need to keep asking. Okay? The problem today is that we ask more of our wants rather than asking more of our needs. There's a difference between your need and your wants. And the difference between what you need and what you want is meaning. Need is want with meaning. It's not the things that you want, but it's the things that are necessary. Okay? And the average man that I've seen with purposelessness, we worry so much about wants. Wants give us a means of living. But there is a difference between your means of living and your meaning to live for. You need a meaning to live for. It goes beyond just what a means of living. And that is one of the problems that we have. Because of time, the fourth thing you've got to pick out from here and from him and from all of us speaking is that you've got to solve a problem. So P, problem. Somebody say, I've got to solve a problem. I've got to solve a problem. What problem are you solving? What problem are you solving in Bradford? You heard somebody who is trying to solve a problem in Zimbabwe, in Africa. What problem are you ready to solve that can affect the world? That is the question every one of us need to ask himself and not think on the big things that this man said. What problem are you willing to solve? Thomas Edison is remembered because he solved a problem. And now we are looking at the Wright brothers are remembered because they solved a problem of aeroplane. Okay? You can mention Martin Luther King is remembered because he solved a problem. Nelson Mandela is remembered because he solved a problem of apartheid. Steve Jobs is remembered because he solved a problem of communication. Now the question is, Mick is going to be remembered because he is solving a problem that will bring the micro and the macro, that big stuff, and bridge them together so people can have a quality life. I'm standing here because what I'm giving you, I'm solving a problem of purposelessness so that you can have a meaning. So what problem are you ready and are you willing to solve? That's what I'm picking from him. And that's what I want to present. And it's not coming out, but don't worry, I'm going to say everything. Oh, it's observe. You need to open your eyes. Don't live life close your eyes. Many people are living lives ignorantly. We need to open our eyes. There are problems around us. Some people talk about problems. Some people solve problems. Which one do you want to be? He's not here just telling us the problems in that country. He's here telling us the opportunities in the midst of the problem you can have. Okay? So we've got to open our eyes. Don't live in this country and close your eyes. Open your eyes to something greater than yourself. Observe things around you. And when you observe things around you and you see them, that is when you can move forward to do certain things. Because many people that I meet them, they've got degrees, but their eyes are closed. They say, I can see you. I'm not talking of the physical one. I'm talking about how you can see beyond the ordinary. Okay? And S, it stands for search. If you want to identify potential, you've got to search for potential. You've got to search for something. You've got to search for something. And if you search for something, you will find. The good book says that whatever you search, you will find. Somebody say with me, if I search, I will find. Most of the time, we are not searching well enough. We are not searching for opportunities. If you have an idea, keep searching until you find. Until you have found, you have not finished searching. And there is one person who is waiting to connect with your idea to make it what? A manifestation. So that is why we all need to keep searching. If you have knocked, no, you have to search. There is a scripture in the Bible from the wisest man. His name is called Solomon. He wrote a book called Proverbs. If you read the chapter of 20, if you go to the second stanza, which is verse 2, he says something. It is the glory of God to conceal a matter, but it is the glory of kings to search out that matter. So what is it? The glory of God conceals. The word conceal means to hide. The word matter, when I was in P6, my teacher told me, a matter is anything that has weight and can occupy space. So before God, anything that has weight and can occupy space is hidden. What makes you a king and what makes you glorious on earth is when you search and when you find. So God does not hide from us. God hides for us to find. There's a difference between hiding from and hiding for. It is not hidden from you. It is hidden for you. If I enter into your house right now and I go into your closet, I can tell the clothes that you bought for £3 and the clothes that you bought for £400. The ones you bought for £400 is well ironed and well suited in the closet. The one you bought for Primark is on the table somewhere, because you can easily go to Primark and get that £4 again, but you can't easily go to River Island and get a £400, so you keep it. Because of the value, you keep it. And because God has a value for you to fulfill on earth like He is doing, He has not hidden from you, but He has hidden for you. Gold has value. Where do we find gold? It's hidden under the surface of the earth. Petrol has value that can transform a whole nation and a whole world. So where do we find petrol? You don't find petrol on top, on the surface of water. You find it underneath of it. You need to keep searching. Steve Jobs said, every one of us must search for something. There is a reason why you have been born here and somebody is presenting His to us. You keep searching. If you have not found it, don't settle. Keep searching until you also find it, and call a group of people here and then also share with them what you have found and what you need money to do. And if you don't get anybody here, move to the next place and find it. All right? That is what we are learning from this man. And that is why you can take home. And E is expectation. What do you think he's doing? He is expectant that when the season is right and he get the right finances, he is going to move forward and he's going to do it. When you have a purpose, when you have identified potential, you've got to live in expectation. I have just used P-U-R-P-O-S-E, purpose, to identify how to find potential and move forward. So P stands for prayer. Everyone here must pray more than the ordinary. U stand for understanding the mind. Everybody here must understand the mind of the Creator for his life more than the ordinary. R, you need to request. Everybody here must request more than the ordinary. Problem, you must solve a problem more than the ordinary. S, you must search more than the ordinary. And E, you must expect more than the ordinary. And if you can be like him in your own way, and you too can move forward and achieve something. And that's exactly what I'm doing. The books and the materials, some of them are out there. I couldn't have opportunity to share from there, but I've shared from my inside. We've got to start living life from the inside out and not from the outside in. Thank you very much.